Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit but feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,
Hello world, and this is going to be the return of What If Deku Was Cursed to Toga. This will be season 3, the start of it, at least. And let's get into it. So, basically, Deku is in a dream state right now. In this dark, abyssal plane, he can only see one person. Toga, sitting on a chair. A plain chair, one rustique, and yet undamaged. He's currently sitting on one, shambling, destroyed. Her chair seems to wither as the dream continues, until finally it snaps too. But his shambling chair continues on, somehow untouched and unfathomably strong, except for its looks. Deku reaches out for Toga, but she doesn't seem to look, until she finally notices him when he's 2 feet away. She brings his face up to his, as then he wakes up. Not in a cold sweat, no, but sort of moist, you may say, from the blood of his enemies from last night. He gets out of his golden sheets as he walks over to his bath. He starts it up as it was preheated before him, and gets into his, massive tub. The, $2 million mansion that surrounds him feels empty. Its hallways echo so loudly he can barely step without having it ring through his ears. Nevertheless, have a bath. However, the room was about 20 feet of just a bath, made specifically just for cleaning off blood. As the murky water started to turn gray with blood, he couldn't help but stare into its waters to try to get something off of his mind, try to think, try to remind himself of a time better than this, when Toga would have shared these beds with him, shared all of this, would have loved it all. And bath time wouldn't just be by himself, no. He gets out of the bath as he makes his way out. His personal assistant, let's just say Momo, comes out with a checkboard saying, "Sir, you have several received messages. Put them back. Put them to voicemail or whatever. I don't care." She's like, "That's not how this works." You see, Deku's kind of an old-fashioned type of guy. He doesn't really get how, messages work nowadays. He doesn't really care for video games either way. He just puts on a jacket, something that you would see like NF or just a sweat jacket, straight up, mostly black. However, the hood that comes up to the front of his face, painted with a mad smile on it. Deku walks out of the $1 million mansion, of course the massive door clacking behind him and instantly shutting. As he walks out into the courtyard of UA, he walks into the classroom trying to get out into the residential area. The closest building that he can get to, he's trying to get to, at least. As, he makes his way to the classrooms as multiple Class 1A students wave to him when they're teaching class. Wave to him in the middle of the hallway, says all he gives them is a slight nod. He bumps into one of the kids going to the bathroom as he says, "Oh my god, it's Deku! You're my favorite hero. Please, sign this," as he gives him an autograph to sign. Deku picks it up and stares at it for a second. Oh, right, the pen. The kid flips out a ballpoint pencil and flicks it into his hand. Deku slowly. However, his hand looks like it's going slowly. His mind is racing, fluctuating, as he gives it back to the kid in almost 5 seconds. The kid looks down to the autograph as Deku walks away, reassuring his sweatshirt's place onto his neck and to his face. The kid checks it to find a girl drawn into madness in the corner crying, and yet free to do whatever she wants to. She finds the one corner and cries. He walks out into the street, looking around to find it a murky day. Nothing but rain and solace found around as he walks into the middle of the street, then stops at the intersection. Everybody stops their cars in respect to him. Not honking horns, no nothing, just silence. And that's all he wanted, was the silence for a second. But it was still not attained, as there was honking in the distance, the loud residential areas. He needed to escape. Mirio on the sidewalk says, "The hell are you doing? You have an actual job, don't you remember, top 1 hero?" As Deku looks over to see him and says, "When will I ever attain silence?" As Mirio's like, "You got a message, by the way. Put it to voicemail. That's not how this works." Deku just kind of makes his way to a building, barely going on top of it. He looks around to find the tallest building in the area, a corporate building labeled Thomas and Edison. Thomas and Edison's, sorry. Thomas being the first name and Edison being the last. He jumps up onto the top of it, slowly making his way up, climbing onto the side of the building, using fire to keep himself up into the sky as he propels himself to the top of the skyscraper. And he sits on top of the building, his legs dangling off the sides, 600 feet up in the air at least. He didn't care. Looking down to the ground, he sees nothing but insects again. He rubs his head, saying, "I can't think like that. How can anybody think like that? God, she's still affecting me by this point." A crow, then, is seen in the distance. What the? He notices something different about it, too. As it starts to, it comes into view, this massive crow, bigger than his size almost, 15 feet of wingspan from side to side, that falls down onto the top of the roof, gracefully catching itself right before landing, however, and shifts into a slightly busty but clockwork crow lady that says, "Ha! Hello! Yes, it's so nice to meet you, Deku. Well, actually, first, I must ask your real name." Deku's like, "The hell is a villain trying to do by coming straight to me? If he wanted to die, he could have jumped off a roof." She says, "Ashamedly, I have wings. However, I'm not here to die. I am here to deliver a message. Again, what's your real name?" Deku says, "Why are you asking that? I've never told anybody this, but it's Izuku Midoriya. Why did you even want to know?" "Right. Just had to make sure. Also, that's your real last name? I mean, first name? Incredible. You're really trying my patience here, villain." "I'm not a villain. I'm a messenger, okay? Anyways, yeah." She holds out a small pamphlet. He picks it up out of her hand, swiping it, and brings it to his face to read, "Meet me at where all of this started. Toga." he thinks Toga, but maybe not. He looks back up to the crow as she starts to change into the massive crow, as he says, "Who is this from?" "Oh, you'll know. You'll know soon enough," as she flows off into the distance. If it's who I think it is, it's by the dogs. It comes late, almost 8 o'clock. He makes his way and drives all the way down to the place, getting out of his, I would say he would actually drive a Mustang of some sort of retro vehicle, if you might, a throwback to some of the slasher films. As he gets out of the car and makes his way down to the beach, takes off his shoes and puts his toes into the sand. He remembers this place, yep. This is where it should have been, the start to everything. The abandoned trailer to his right and the docks to his left. His father should have died right there, as he points out to the sea, his weak arm sort of holding it up with very little sturdiness. A second car rolls up. One girl hops out. "So I was right. It was you, Toga." Toga makes herself known, showing up in her sweater jacket too. Look at that! We have the same sweater jacket, Deku. Twinsies, I guess. As she has the same jacket as she did in the original. "Are you here to kill me? Is it finally that time?" No. I would never come here to kill you, Deku. No. I'm actually here for more of an, I guess, important thing. I'm dying. What? Don't lie to me. No, maybe you need a better intro. You see, you've done so much for me. All the sacrificing and all the stuff that you've done to try to help me. I'm recognizing that. I wish to give back to you. But since, well, the underground's come under new management, and they said, quote, I was not in the, prospects of their future, they sort of, as she opens up her jacket, swiping to the left, opening it up to find a gigantic leech that's sucking onto her blood, replacing her left arm, covering it with different insects of the kind. However, they seeped into her skin, and it almost looked like a tattoo, if you ask me. She says, it doesn't actually hurt. Realistically, it's just sucking out as much blood as it can. They say I'll be drier than a grape in a month. I mean, as dry as a dry grape in a month. Toga. I know, don't get all sappy on me. I want to be happy with my last moments. I've come to realize this, and I wish to reconvene with you. Will you allow me to, Deku? To repay you for all you've done for me over all these years? Toga. I know. I know. I've done so much to you. Do you know what this would mean for everyone? You and me, we can't be together. We're hero and villain. You are the god of villains. I'm the god of heroes. We're both never made to be together. It's simply impossible. But what if it wasn't? What if we just left? Deku gives this some thought. He was thinking about taking a vacation anyways. But what tells you that this will be different than last time, Toga? I don't know if we can end this the same. I don't want it to end the same. You dying on me. Me falling in love with you and dying. And then me being left alone in this world. I'll probably kill myself by that point. And I'm not kidding. You are the last strand. Just fight me again, and this can all be over. No. No, I want to repay you. I will repay you. Just let me. This decision will have to wait, however, for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in this, well, for all those who are still watching, thank you. This is pretty weird. Like, I'm doing this third season mostly just for myself. These two characters have been intertwined in my mind for years. I mean, I can't get them out of my head. Each one of them, I can't forget them, right? They become part of my normal life of thinking about them interacting again. Of them, of his pain, of her sacrifice now. So, I just hope that you guys like the journey along the way, because if you do, that's just a plus. That's just great. I mean, that will be so great for me. God, I would love that. But if you don't, that's fine. I'll just get it out of my head. And it'll all be over. We can go home. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.